So many times when we experience psychological abuse and verbal abuse, there are other adults besides the offender who are aware of it and do not intervene, do not protect, do not advocate. And so that continues to develop within us this sense of resentment, which in some ways we can talk about being a healthy step on the healing journey, because to have the resentment is to have an awareness that I have been mistreated and that this should not have happened. And many times early on in the trauma, we're not there yet. We are still trying to make sense of what we did wrong or what is wrong with us. And so as you start to have an awakening that this was not right, and some of that can come as we start to get exposed to other people, because you can think the way it is in your house is the way it is everywhere. And then whether through media or through peers or through school, you start to get a sense of what I am experiencing is not the norm, or that other people are getting access to things that I don't get. And so instead of just staying with that internalized shame, instead of just staying in that place of feeling less, a part of our journey in awareness is to get to that place of resentment. Now, one of the challenges is the people who you interact with don't usually have a lot of grace for a resentful person, right? So survivors show up in different ways, and some of the ways that we present can be off-putting to people. From a clinician standpoint, it is so critical that we do not take it personally when people show up in resentment and irritability, even when that gets directed at us. So it takes the wisdom and the compassion to step outside of yourself and to be able to hear the narrative, to know why someone may be showing up with arms crossed, legs crossed, smirking at you, what we would say in my community, giving you a side eye, right? So what is all of that armor about? It is about the fact that not only have I lost greatly, whether that is actually lost a loved one or emotionally lost out, it is not only that I have lost, but that no one is willing to acknowledge it. And so when we can see it from that perspective, you can have a lot more compassion for your clients who show up seemingly with a chip on their shoulders, and being able to see the weight that they have been carrying and that others have ignored. It pulls for us to show compassion even when people have on armor, and even when some of that resentment we can feel gets directed at us. Because what happens is those clients are anticipating a lack of care. They are anticipating a lack of compassion because that is what they have experienced. And when we join in with that, it locks it deeply into their own programming.